I started off by journey that I'm 93 years. And 85 years ago when I was going to the national school, everyone, apart from the priests and the teachers and a non-rich shopkeeper, they were all farmers and they were very poor. Cattle were, trade was flat. The channel was on and it was a bit like Brexit now, there was no price for cattle. Now the channel came on because when Fianna Fáil got into power in 1933, the first thing that Garry did was he stopped paying the 6 million a year annuities to the English that they were due. And now the previous governments, even though they were poor, they always did that. And Garry got great support for that, but the English retaliated by placing a tariff on our cattle. And we were stupid, we had no other way to send them. So, anyhow, at that time they said a great bullock for £12. But if he had 2 permanent teeth, he'd only go 6. And if he had 4 permanent teeth, he was worth nothing at all worth damn. And of course, the price for those strippers fell too flat. Well, then in order to ease that a bit, the department brought in a scheme where if you had an old stripper cow, and if you notified the department, they send out an inspector. And whether she was big or small, or old or young, or thin or fat, he gave you 50 shillings for £2 10 shillings. Well, that was a great scheme, but it didn't last long because the motherfucker ran out, and then the strippers fell dead flat again. So at that time, we had a stripper for selling ourselves. When my father wouldn't waste a day going to the theatre, he was too busy putting down the clock. But my neighbours were dropping it one as well. So my father sent me off along with him. So before I left, I asked him how they asked for it, and he said, ask 10 shillings, he said. And if you get 5, he said, now take it, but whatever you do, he said, don't bring it home, because he is awful scarce, and she's not worth feeding. So Jimmy was around 30 years at the time, and I was around 9. We struck off at the fair, and Jimmy took great care of me. Before we landed at the fair, this jobber came up, and he asked Jimmy for the cow, and Jimmy said she was mine, and he asked me, and I did from my father told me, I asked 10 shillings, he bid me 5, and Jimmy dropped and divided 7 and 6pence. Now I knew she was cheap, but at least I did from my father told me, and she went a half a ton more than he thought. So Jimmy sold his own then for 15 shillings. She was a bit better than mine, and then he was very used to going to fairs and dealing with dealers. But after all, it was only a pittance. Well, anyhow, he stopped a shilling for luck. And I had to give another shilling for a bit to eat. And I bought a couple of pairs of chocolates from my mother and grandmother, and by the time I landed home, there was a damn more left out of the price of the cow. But anyhow, the women, the money was shocking scarce, and the women in them days, they had an awful hard life. They were the housekeepers and they were the treasurers, and there was big families, and children had to be clothed, and they had that pride, and they always showed no matter how poor they were, that their children were well dressed and well shod for going to school and going to mass. But they were very careful, and they stretched every pound to the limit. Well, there were 7 families now in our village, and they used to all deal with Dick Sweeney from Clonmars. He used to come out of the door every week from Clonmars, and he'd stand at the head of the road, and they bring up their eggs. And with the money they got for their eggs, they'd buy their week's supply of vegetables, or groceries. So they used to have a lot of eggs, and I used to have my mother to bring them up. And I remember our list very well. Tea, sugar, and an odd bag of flour. A half stone oatmeal for the chickens, salt, soda, and an odd loaf, an odd pair of laces, a box of polish. She'd buy the Crown Telegraph and a half bottle back from my father. And that list never changed from one end to the other, except for Christmas when she'd buy a few more goodies. Well, this evening then, when the rest of the women were gone home, she leaned over the back of the lorry and she asked Dick if he happened to have a roll of toilet paper. And mind, fair play for Dick he had. and he handed it out to her. And he was delighted to think that at long last the women were getting a bit more extravagant in their purchases. But alas, when he landed up at the head of the road, the next Friday evening was little early, a woman was there to meet him with a basket of eggs. And there, plopped on top of the eggs, was a roll of tray of paper. "Where are you going with that?" he said. "I'm a turner," she said. "Turner?" he said. "Is there anything wrong with it?" "Oh no," she said, "there's nothing at all wrong with it. It's just that the anchor who was expecting wrote there during the week to tell us that she isn't coming after all." But it wasn't all doom and gloom. The most Shabbos like and look forward to was driving my grandmother in a horsing cycle back to the Key Westport every summer. While she was able, she always spent a fortnight at the sea. She had a bit of dry money, she used to call it, and she used to stay in a house called, with the family called Cunningham's in Baffin Street, and they're great friends of ours. All this she had for the week, for the fortnight was £2, and apart from that, the other expense she had then was an odd 3 and 6pence that she get for hot water seaweed baths. Well, this particular year, the neighbour of ours asked her to bring her back. Now she was a different woman altogether from my grandmother. First and foremost, she was very young, in her 40s, quite young in her 40s, and then she was a big spender. She belonged to the gin and tonic set, and the few pounds she brought with her last year of Olden. So she wrote home to the husband to send her on, those old phones, she wrote home to the husband to send her on more money. "Dear John," she said, "I'm here in Westport having a marvellous time, but unfortunately the few pounds I brought with me are rapidly running out. Perhaps you were good enough to send me on a tenner to be able to stay here for a few more days." But when John got the letter, he answered immediately. "Dear Joan," he said, "I got your very welcome letter today. And of course I'll send you on the one that you requested. And if you come short, don't hesitate to ask for more. I often heard the set of the scenery that you talk about, and ask for the sea air. Well, I was delighted to hear this degree which is so well, and that you're feeling a new woman. As a matter of fact," he said, "I'm feeling a new woman myself too."